जी जी।
जी जी।
Assalamualaikum. My name is Usman Ali Khan, and today's my topic is on bond market. And my group members are Maruf Faisal, Aisha Salim, Muhammad Adil, and Shahrukh Khan. Next, please. Before one, previous one. So we are here to talk about the bond market in Pakistan. So let's talk about what are bonds and what are their characteristics. Next, please. So what are the characteristics of the bonds? We can talk about so many things. So let's skip to the three things: face value, coupon rate, and maturity. So how many types of bonds are available in the market of Pakistan? Government bond, municipal bond, and corporate bond. Next. So when we talk about the local currency bond market, we can see the various countries talking about the percent share, the market price, and their government and corporate share. So when we talk about the China, the total size of the market share would be 85.09, in which government share would be 19.1 and the corporate rate would be 80.9. So when we talk about the Pakistan local currency bond market share, Pakistan stands at the lowest with the 6.528 share. Next, please. As we can see, there are different size of local currency bond market as per the JDP 2015, where China stands with a government bond market of 22.16 and with the corporate sector of 12.96, where Pakistan stands in the local currency bond market with the 4.4 government market share and with the corporate of 0.90 share. Next, please. So let's talk about the graph rating, which develop and analysis the local currency bond market, where China stands with the 633.03% with the US billion dollar of 700 share. And when we can talk about the Pakistan share, it stands at 6.528 with the billion US dollars of 100 billion US dollars. Next. So let's talk about the current market situation in which the bond market is behaving in Pakistan. So government has basically raised 225.233 billion rupees from the treasury bills, missing its targets of 300 billion rupees. So when government borrowed 1.5 million in 3 months through the sales of market treasury bills, there was a much more difference before from the last 10 years. So let's government borrowed 67 billion rupees to Pakistan investment boards. Now I would like to call Mr. Adil for further presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Usman. Very well explained. Please, next slide, Aisha. Next. So bonds in Pakistan. So as we know, the government issues the bond. There are certain types of bonds. First type of bond is market treasury bills. Second type, Pakistan investment bonds, federal investment bonds, US special dollars bonds, and sukuk bonds. Next slide, Aisha. So when we talk about market treasury bills, so there are some features of these bills. They are published in 2003. Outstanding amount of these bills are rupees 516.268 billion USD dollar 8.901 billion, and determination issued in multiples of 50,000 rupees. So tenures 3, 6, and 12 months for these treasury bills. So when we talk about coupon payment, the coupon payment is fixed and semi-annually. As we know, semi-annually means 2 times in a year. And income tax, when we talk about income tax will be deducted as per existing law. Which law is exist, income tax will be given as per the law. So when we talk about benefits, graduated and repayment, high returns accepted as collateral, liquidities exist, and easy process of investment. Next slide, Aisha. So there is other type of bond is Pakistan investment bond. So previous slide, Aisha. So Aisha, previous slide. Federal investment bonds. Feature of these bonds are published in 1994. Amount rupees 292.69 billions, which are 4.414 billions in USD. So 10 years for these bonds is 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, and 30 years. So it is long term investment. Interest rates was fixed 13%, 14%, and 15%. So payments moved semi annually same. Income tax on interest amount is deducted at 20%. So when we talk about benefits of these bonds, they are nationalization, liquidity is existing, high interest rate, and long term investment. Next slide, Aisha. So another type of bond is US special dollar bonds. When we talk about features, published in 2000, denomination of US 100 and 1000, 1 lakh USD dollars, and tenure 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And payments are semi-annually, interest rate 8.25%. So bonds can be used as collateral for obtaining loans. Bonds shall not be cashable in dollars before the date of maturity. So here are some benefits for these bonds. No maximum limit for the purchase. You can purchase any number of bonds, and exempt from income tax and deducted of zakat, exempt from wealth tax. Next slide, Aisha. So last type of bond is sukuk bonds. When we talk about the feature of these bonds that are published in 2014, outstanding amount is 2.3 billion dollars, denomination in multiples of 100 PKR, that means 1 lakh. And maturity for this bond is 5 years, interest rate 6.75 floating, coupon payment are semi-annual, bonds can be used as collateral. So here are some benefit for these bonds. Islamic mode of investment, which is a big benefit in Pakistan, guaranteed repayment, higher profit, and liquidity is exist. So I would like to call Mr. Shah Rukh Khan to proceed with next slides.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम other another type of bond is national savings certificates. These are also known as babood savings certificates. They were launched in 2003, and the maturity date of these bonds is 10 years. The profit paid on these bonds is monthly, and the interest rate on these bonds is 9.60. Another type of bond is defense saving bonds. These were launched in 1966. Maturity of these bonds is 10 years. The profit on these bonds is paid yearly. However, the interest rate is a little bit lower as compared to Bevel saving certificates, and it is around 7.8%. Aisha, next slide. Another bond we have is special savings certificates. These were launched in 1990. However, these are a little bit short-term bond having maturity of 3 years. However, the profit is paid semi-annually after 6 months, and the interest rate is also lower on these bonds. It is around 6%. Another type of bond is regular income certificates. These were launched in 1993. Maturity of these bonds is 5 years, and the profit is paid on monthly basis. The interest rate of these bonds is 6.632%. Next slide, please. Another bond we have, type of bond we have is a pensioners benefit account. These were launched in 2003, and these are long-term bond with having maturity of 10 years. The profit is paid monthly, and the interest rate is 6.9%. And other we have national saving bonds. These are zero coupon bonds and no limit certificate. Next, please. So the corporate bonds. So the corporate bonds fall in two categories. These are commercial papers and long-term certificates. Aisha, next slide, please. Yes, the commercial papers. In the commercial papers, the equity is not less than 100 million rupees. The minimum credit rating for short-term CP should be A minus and long tenure A. Tenure is around 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. These are less liquid, and commercial paper is a low-risk investment traded less than its par value, and Packages Limited was the first company to raise working capital through commercial papers. Uh, Aisha, now from onwards, Miss Aisha will continue with the presentation. आयशा आपने अब प्रेजेंटेशन स्टार्ट करनी है
वो बोल रही है लेकिन उसकी आवाज नहीं आ रही आई थिंक
अच्छा
Thank you, Shahrukh. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aisha Salim, and now I will explain WAPDA bonds. WAPDA bonds are published in 1987 to 1988 and published 6 different bonds, and their outstanding amount is 23.7 billion, and the maturity is 3 to 7 years, and their interest rate is 5 to 10%, and they are highly in demand. PIA bonds. PIA bonds are issued in 2003 and 2000. First time amount get is 2.5 billion, and the second amount get is 15.4 billion. Their interest rate is 14% to 16%, and the maturity date is 5 years. Ingro Rupiah certificate was published in 2011, and the fixed interest rate is 14.5%, and their maturity date is 3 years. Now here is a table of bank issued TFC. So the banks are First International Investment Bank Limited, and the date of issue was 15 September 2001, and the tenure was 5 years, and the coupon was 15%. Then Standard Charter Bank Limited Pakistan, uh, Bank Al Habib Limited, Faisal Bank, NIB Bank Limited, Allied Bank Limited, and here are dates are issue date of issue are mentioned here, and tenure is also mentioned in the table. Like for Bank Al Habib, tenure is 8 year, Faisal Bank 7 year, NIB 8 year, Allied Bank 10 year, and next is Sui Southern Gas Company Limited, Nishat Tech Limited, ICI Pakistan Limited, and their date of issue and tenure is also mentioned in this slide. Uh, Here are some other banks as well. Now Maruf will further explain this.
thank you Aisha Salim. Now as we have seen that as banks issues term finance certificates, similarly companies also issues terms finance certificates. Now the primary dealers of bonds, there are many primary dealers of bonds that may include the banks and the various financial institutions, just like the HBL, National Bank of Pakistan, Oman Investment Bank, United Bank, etc., etc. Besides that, there are other sources from which independent sources or some individuals also deals with the bonds from where we can purchase and trade the bond. Next, Aisha. Now, this is the statistical analysis of the bond market in Pakistan. As we can see that 59.98% of the Muslim majority are aware of the bond market in Pakistan, and not only they are aware, they take benefit from that too. And the rest, 1.2 approximately percent of the non-Muslims that are aware, and the rest of them are non-aware of the bond market in Pakistan. Next, please, Aisha Salim. Age. Now, acha, this shows the age-wise factor of the how the bond market in Pakistan works, or we can see that less than 30 years of people, 35% and 30 to 39 years are the this percentage, and 40 to 49 years, the red one showing, and 50 above percentage are the 30% age market that are aware of the bond market in Pakistan. Next, please. Qualification. Similarly, as far as the qualification concerned, we have shown the analysis of the how much university, college going, or professionals, and both people are aware of the bond markets. Next, please. Similarly, this is also the analysis. We have seen that like 32% of the people know about the bond market in Pakistan, and 28%, 25% aging from 6 to 10 years, and 15% from 1 and 25, 1 to 5 years. Next, please. Similarly, we have the formula for income, like less than 25,000 people who earn monthly know the bond market, 20% of that, like similarly 37% between 25 and 100,000, and so on. Next, please. By profession, we have seen that we can see that people who are students, or doctors, or broker, teachers, investors, or others, we have seen that how much percentages of the people are aware of the bond market in Pakistan. Next, please. So, do you know about bond market? Yes, approximately 78% of the Muslim, not only Muslims, Muslim, non-Muslims, and other minorities of the population of Pakistan, we can say that 78% of the population of Pakistan knows about the bond market, how to invest, how to buy, how to purchase, how to trade in the bond market, and similarly, they do get the benefits as required. Next, please. Thank you, Aisha Salim. So this was all about the presentation of the bond market in Pakistan. This was presented by our group members, Shahrukh Khan, Adil, Usman, and Aisha. Thank you very much.